Hello children, today we will start with the lesson Entertainment and History. Now children, why do we need entertainment? Entertainment is very important for the development of our personality. It helps to keep both our minds and body lively and fresh, and it makes us feel energetic. It helps to improve our efficiency. Now, there are different forms of entertainment. Entertainment can be divided into two categories, active and passive. In active entertainment, individual has both mental and physical participation. Practicing of handicrafts and participating in sports activities, these are examples of active entertainment. Whereas in passive entertainment, we will see that we are not actual participants, but we are only the viewers, which means watching sports match, listening to music, watching a movie. These are all examples of passive entertainment. Now let us look at folk theatre. Now there are different forms of this. The first one that we are going to see is something called puppetry. Now there are two styles of puppetry, one which developed in Rajasthan and the other which developed in the southern region. The materials used to make puppets are wood, wool, leather, horns, ivory, etc. Now, the artists who practice this puppetry, they are found in Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Assam, West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka, and Kerala. There are different types of puppets: shadow, hand, wooden, string. These are all different types of puppets. The next form of folk theatre is something called Dashavatara. Now, this type of folk theatre developed in Maharashtra, and we will find these popular in Konkan and in Goa, and it is normally presented after the harvesting season. The stories which are presented in this theatre are based on the 10 incarnations of Vishnu. Now, this kind of folk theatre, it begins with the narrator invokes Lord Ganesha, means he calls on or he is asking Lord Ganesha to be an inspiration. And it ends with the breaking of Dahi Handi, followed by Aarti and singing praises of God. Now in Dashavatara, the method of acting, makeup, costumes is set by tradition. The show is mostly musical, but sometimes we will see few spontaneous dialogues are also included. The characters representing gods use wooden masks. In the 18th century, Shamji Nayak Kale started a fad of Dashavatara artists which used to perform all over Maharashtra. Fad means a troupe or a group which used to perform all over Maharashtra. Vishnudas Bhave, the pioneer of Maharashtra theatre, staged mythological plays by introducing some modifications in the Dashavatara style. Now, in Dashavatara, there is someone called the Sutradhar who is the narrator. Now, let us look at the next type of folk theatre, which is bhajan, that is singing devotional songs. Now, there are three types of bhajans: Chakri bhajan, Songi bhajan, and Kanjiri bhajan. In Chakri bhajan, devotees keep moving in circular fashion and sing without a break. In Songi bhajan, the singers actors act as devotees and deliver dialogues in the form of devotional songs. The third type, Kanjiri bhajan, was introduced by Tukadoji Maharaj. Now in bhajan we will see that there are singing songs which is in praise of God and there is chanting of God's name. Now all this is accompanied by instruments like tal, mridangam, pakwaj, etc. In North India, the bhajans composed by Saint Tulsidas, the great poet Surdas, Saint Mirabai, and Saint Kabir are very popular. Compositions of Purandar Das, Kanak Das, Vijay Das, Bodhandra Guruswami, Tyagaraj, etc. are sung in Karnataka. In Gujarat, Sant Narasi Mehta gave momentum to the Bhakti movement. In Maharashtra, Sant Namdeva supported the tradition of Bhajan Kirtan through the tradition of Varakari sect. The Varakari sect developed a glorious tradition of Bhajan Kirtan. Now, Kirtan. Kirtan, traditionally it is said that Narad Muni is the founder of this tradition. Sant Namdev is known as the first Kirtankar of Maharashtra. The Kirtankar is also known as Haridas or Kathak Karibua. He has to dress in a traditional way. He needs to train himself in oratory, which means in talking, singing, musical instruments, dance, and humor. He needs to be well informed. Kirtan is performed in a temple or in the precincts or in the surroundings of a temple. Now, there are two main traditions of Kirtan, Naradya or Haridasi and Varakri. Haridasi Kirtan is a solo performance which has two parts, Purvarang and Uttarang. Naman, Nirupanach Abhang and Nirupan, which is explanation of the main theme, comprise of the Purvarang. Narration of a story to illustrate the main theme comprises the Uttarang. In the Varkari Kirtan, collective participation is important. The players of cymbals also play an important part along with the Kirtankar. During the independence movement, a new type of Kirtan was developed which was known as Rashtriya Kirtan. The tradition of Rashtriya Kirtan was started by Dattopant Patwardhan of Vai in Maharashtra. Members of the Satyashodak Samaj, founded by Mahatma Jyotirao Phule, also used Kirtan as a medium of creating social awareness. The style of Kirtan by Sant Gadge Maharaj resembled closely to Satyashodak's style of Kirtan. He used to throw light on issues like abolition of caste, cleanliness, de-addiction, etc. The next type of folk theatre is Lalit. Now, this is quite popular in Goa and Konkan, and it belongs to the tradition of Naradya Kirtan. Now, during the performance of Lalit, it is assumed that whichever religious festival they are celebrating. Now, each religious festival is dedicated to a particular god. So, they assume that this god is present on the throne at the time, and that specific god is called upon for fulfillment of a desire, and the invocation or the words which they use are, let everybody be granted their desire, let entire village live in happiness till we perform the next Lalit. Let the internal clashes vanish with this performance of Lalit. Let nobody's mind be spoiled with prejudice. Let all transactions happen with clear minds. Let the community's behavior be pious. The Lalit is performed in a theatrical style. Stories of Krishna, Rama, and great devotees are presented during the performance. A few texts of Lalit are available in Hindi as well. Lalit forms a part of the backdrop of modern Marathi theatre. Bharut. Bharut is described as a metaphorical song, and this has both spiritual and ethical lessons which can be learned. Bharut is compared to the style of a road show. Now, Sant Eknath composed different Bharuts which were very popular in Maharashtra. Why was it popular? Because it had variety of subjects. It had dramatic quality, it had easy rhythm and humor. Now, what was the purpose of these bharots which were composed by Sant Eknath? It was done for the purpose of educating people on various aspects of life. Tamasha. Tamasha is a Persian word which means pleasing sight. Now, there are two traditions of tamasha, Sangeet Bari and Dolokich Bhad. Dance and music are more important than drama in a Sangeet Bari. Tamasha as the main part developed later in this tradition of tamasha. It included Wag, the dramatic part. The Wag becomes very lively and entertaining because it is spontaneous. The show begins by singing the praise of Lord Ganesha, known as Gana. It is followed with the presentation of Gavlan. The second part of Tamasha presents the Wag. The popular plays like Vicham Maji Puri Kara or Gadavachi Lagna are examples of modern form of Tamasha. Povada. Povada or ballad is a dramatic narration by alternating reciting poetry and prosic extract, which means there will be poetry and prose in this. Povada narrates deeds of heroic men and women in a very forceful and inspiring style. Povadas composed by Adnyan Das, a contemporary poet of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, narrating the incident of the killing of Afzal Khan, and another one on the Battle of Simhagraha, composed by Tulsidas, are well-known examples of Povadas. In the British period, Povadas narrating the stories of Omaji Nayak, Chapekar brothers, Mahatma Gandhi, etc. were composed so as to inspire the people. During the Samyukta Maharashtra movement, the Povadas were used as a medium of creating public awareness. Marathi Theatre. Theatre is a place devoted to performances either solo or collective. Now the theatre comprises of several factors like script, director, artist, makeup, costumes, stage, art design, lighting, arrangement, audience and critics. Dance and music can also be part of a drama. A drama is enacted with the help of dialogues. However, we find that mimes can also be used as medium of expression. The rulers of Bhosle family of Tanjore were great patrons of drama. Some of them have even written a few plays and translated Sanskrit plays. Vishnudas Bhave is known as the father of Marathi theatre. Sita Swayamvar was the first play presented by him. The movement started by Vishnudas Bhave was followed in Maharashtra by historical, mythological and also light farcical stage plays. The farcical plays deal with social issues in a humorous way. So they try to show serious issue and they try to get people's attention or they create social awareness by making it humorous. Now, initially in dramas, scripts were not used. Only lyrics were written down, and the dialogues used to be spontaneous. The first author who wrote the script of Thorle Madhav Rao Peshwe was Vijay Kirtane in the year 1861. Its printed copy was made available. Now, this was the beginning of the tradition of having complete written script before staging a play. In the latter half of the 19th century, Balkrishna Bhuva Ichla made special efforts to introduce classical khyal music in Maharashtra. After him, Ustad Aladia Khan, Ustad Abdul Karim Khan, and Ustad Rahimat Khan contributed in a great way. The growing popularity of classical music resulted in the origin of musical Marathi theatre. The musical play of Kirloskar Mandli became very popular. Sangeet Shakuntal, which was written by Annasaheb Kirloskar, earned great popularity. Sharda, written by Govind Ballal Dev, is also important as it comments in a humorous way on the evil custom of marrying young girls to aged men. Plays like Muknayak, written by Shripad Krishna Kolatkar, Sangeet Manapaman, written by Krishnaji Prabhakar Khadelkar, and Ekach Pyala, which was written by Ram Ganesh Gadkari, are important in the history of Marathi theatre. The popular plays written by Acharya Atre, like Satsang Namaskar, Udyachi Sansar, Karabaher, etc., helped Marathi theatre to sustain through a temporary decline. The recent plays based on historical themes like Rai Ghadala Jeva Jag Jete and Ithe Oshla Mrutyo by Vasant Kanetkar, Ghajiram Kotwal by Vijay Tendulkar, Tilak Ani Agarkar by Vishram Pedekar became very important. Now a drama was written by Khadelkar known as Kichak. It was written to denounce the British government and was based on events in Mahabharata. Draupadi was represented as the helpless Mother India. Yudhishthira represented the moderates and Bhim the extremist. Kichakar represented the insolent viceroy Lord Curzon. The audience used to perceive the characters in this fashion and feel enraged about the attitude of the British government. Marathi stage artists of the bygone era like Ganpatrao Joshi, Narayan Rao Rajamsa, more popularly known as Bal Gandharva, Keshavrao Bhosle, Chintaman Rao Kolhatkar, and Ganpatrao Bodas are still remembered as great actors. The early Marathi plays were staged on open grounds. The first closed theatre like Playhouse, Ripon and Victoria in Mumbai were built by British. And after this we see that the Marathi plays gradually was shifted to closed theatres. Renowned author-poet Vishnu Vaman Shirvatkar, who is also known as Kusumagraj, wrote Natasamrat, a play styled after Shakespeare's play King Lear. Ganpatrao Belwalkar, the tragic protagonist of Natasamrat, represents a blend of two well-known personalities, Ganpatrao Joshi and Nana Saheb Phatak. The Indian film industry. Cinema brings together art and technology. With the technology of motion pictures, the film industry came into being. We see that cinema started with the era of silent movies. After sound recording was introduced, the age of sound movies began. The first full-length movie was made and released first in Maharashtra. The contribution of Madan Rao Madhavrao Pitle, the Patwardhan family of Kalyan, Harishchandra Sakharam Bhatvardekar, also known as Savedada, is very important in the development of Indian movies. Later, Gopal Ramchandra Torne, also known as Dada Saheb Torne, A.P. Karandikar, S.N. Patankar, V.P. Divekar sought help from foreign technicians and they made a movie titled Pundalik, which was released in Mumbai in the year 1912. Raja Harishchandra, a movie directed by Dadasaheb Phalke, was first processed completely in India. It was released in the year 1913 in Mumbai. Dadasaheb Phalke also created silent movies named Mohini Bhasmasur, Savitri Satyavan, also documentaries on the rock-cut caves of Verul and pilgrim centers of Nasik and Trimbakeshwar. Later, we see a tradition started of making movies on historical and mythological subjects. Anandrav Painter, the first one to make a cine camera of Indian make, got interested in making of movies. His cousin Baburao Painter, who is also known as Mistri, made Sairandri in 1918. The first historical movie, Simakar, was made by him. This was a silent movie. Baji Prabhu Deshpande and Netaji Palkar. He also made a movie on social issues titled Savakari Pash. In 1925, Balaji Pendarkar made a movie entitled Bajirao Mastani. However, this movie was banned by the British government because it thought that it was a medium or the movie gave the message of nationalism. Kamlabai Mangarulkar was the first woman producer who produced Savalya Tandel and Panadai. Ram Shastri, a movie made by Prabhat Company in 1944, became very popular. In the post-independence period, few movies were made on historical themes. Acharya Atre made a movie on the life of Mahatma Phule and Vishram Bedekar made a movie on life of Vasudev Balwant Phadke. Dinkar T. Patel made a movie Dhanya Te Santaji Dhanaji. Bal Shivaji, the movie made by Prabhakar Pednekar, also has to be mentioned here. Sant Tukaram is a movie which received international acclaim. It was shown in International Film Festival in Paris. Vishnupant Pagnis acted as Sant Tukaram in this movie. Historical movies were made in Hindi also. The Hindi movies made in the pre-independence period were Sikandar, Tansen, Samrat Chandragupta, Prithvi Vallabha and Mughal-e-Azam were made with a historical backdrop. Dr. Kotnis Ki Amar Kahani was based on a true story. The movies based on the Indian struggle for independence, such as Andolan Jhansi Ki Rani, also deserve a mention. Some production studios like Bombay Talkies, Rajkamal Productions, RK Studios, Navketan played an important role in the development of Indian film industry. Now let us look at some professional opportunities. As a student of history, what are the professional opportunities in the field of entertainment? First, let us look at drama. Now, in order to achieve accuracy of stage backdrops on the stage, knowledge of history of arts and architecture of the concerned period is important. For example, if the play is based in the year 1800, so the backdrop should be from the 1800 era. You cannot show people using mobile phones or people watching TV because all this did not exist. So, the person who is making all these backdrops should have information about history. The script writers as well as dialogue writers need assistance of experts in languages and the history of languages, as well as experts in cultural history of a given period. Now, language children has developed over a period of time. It keeps on changing. The words that we use today, not necessary, the same words were used in the past centuries also. Now let's move on to cinema. The art directors of movies create the backdrop designs of atmosphere, costumes and jewelry, makeup, hairstyles, etc., suitable to the times of the theme of the movie. Scholars of history can work in this field as art directors or as consultant to the art director. Now, children, imagine a movie like Lagan, which was based before independence period. Now, the Indians or the natives who are being shown playing cricket, can we show them wearing sports shoes? No, because it is not historically correct, right? So, someone who has knowledge of that specific period is required when such kind of movies are made. Now, to write movie dialogues, knowledge of the culture and language as spoken in the concerned period is necessary. Experts in these fields can find many professional opportunities. So, children, with this, we complete explanation for this lesson, entertainment and history. Thank you for listening. Goodbye and take care.